Call the meeting to order. Please call the roll.
Ms. Roulette,
Yes.
Mr. Cockrell,
Here.
Mr. Denton,
Yes.
Mr. Majors, Mr. Allen.
Yes. As we begin this meeting, let us pause for a 60-second moment of silence to reflect, meditate, pray, or engage in any other silent activity. Thank you. Next item will be the Pledge of Allegiance by Mr. Jerry Denton.
Please stand. Salute. Pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Next item will be the formal adoption of the agenda. Any discussion or questions? Entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve?
I'll second that motion.
Motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Ms. Roulette,
Yes.
Mr. Cockrell,
Yes.
Mr. Denton,
Yes.
Mr. Allen.
Yes. Next item will be to approve the June 3rd regular board meeting minutes. Discussion.
Okay. Make a motion to approve?
I'll second that motion.
Motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Ms. Roulette,
Abstain?
Mr. Cockrell,
Yes.
Mr. Denton,
Yes.
Mr. Allen.
Yes. Next item, number 6, Ms. Hubert. Hear a lot of clinking going on back there.
That's
Wow.
right.
Sounds like championship.
It is. It's a championship team. Good evening, President Allen and members of the board. I am here tonight to recognize the accomplishments of our Special Olympics athletes under the leadership of our head coach, Christina Gould. We participated in area games, and during the summer games in Stillwater, 87 athletes participated in 3 sports, bringing home 26 gold medals, 18 silver medals, and 11 bronze medals. They did great. President Allen and members of the board and our Broken Arrow community, we so appreciate your support.
All right.
Thank you.
Ms. Hubert, Ms. Gould, we want to thank you all for all you do. It's exciting to watch them get sent off
Yes.
in the early morning to head down to Stillwater and win all that gold, and you make us very proud. It's as exciting as an accomplishment of anything we do here in our district, and we want to thank you all for your hard work and these wonderful athletes right here.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Will they allow us to have our picture taken with all that gold medal and everything?
We would love that.
All right, let's do it right here.
Just come right here in the
If you
front.
guys would come around here to the front. Hey.
We're gonna go take a picture of your medal center.
Let's go down this way.
Show your medals. There you go. Perfect.
Great job.
Sure. I think, well,
Hey,
That's
athletes,
awesome.
you can have a cookie.
oh,
Oh, you put your mic on? Hey, feel free to grab cookies
feel free to
on your way
grab cookies
out.
on your way out.
Grab all the cookies. So Mr. Denton don't eat them all. Okay, next item, number 7, will be comments from the public. We have none. Item number 8 will be general consent. Items 9 through 73. Discussion.
Make a motion to approve?
I'll second that motion.
Motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Ms. Roulette,
Yes.
Mr. Cockrell,
Yes.
Mr. Denton,
Yes.
Mr. Allen.
Yes. Next item, 74. Ms. Goodacre.
Good evening, President Allen, members of the board. Okay. I'm asking for approval tonight to approve Tankersley Food Service to provide our food and paper goods for the entire school year in the amount of $2,400,000 approximately.
Ms. Goodacre, is this something we've done in the past or is this new?
No, every 4 years.
There we go.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Any discussion?
Make a motion to approve?
I'll second that motion.
Motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Ms. Roulette, Mr. Cockrell,
Yes.
Mr. Denton,
Yes.
Mr. Allen.
Yes.
Thank you.
Next item, 75, Mr. Tolomeo.
Good evening, President Allen, members of the board. I'm here seeking your approval for a change order for elementary school 16 in the amount of $260,628. It'll be for the stage equipment, gym equipment, athletic equipment, a wind turbine, some building pads and geopiers, and then a cistern and AV equipment.
Questions or discussion?
Make a motion to approve?
I'll second.
Debbie, you can just call roll for me. That's fine.
Ms. Roulette,
Yes.
Mr. Cockrell,
Yes.
Mr. Denton,
Yes.
Mr. Allen.
Yes.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Next item, 76, Ms. Peterson.
Good evening, President Allen and members of the board. I come to you tonight asking for your approval for a statutory waiver for Miss Leanne Flint to serve as the media specialist for Country Lane Intermediate. Miss Flint will actually finish up her programming this over this next school year. She's at the very end. She's actually been an employee of the district for a very long time, and so she is just seeking to grow in new areas.
Cool.
Discussion.
Make a motion to approve?
I'll second that motion.
Got a motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Ms. Roulette,
Yes.
Mr. Cockrell,
Yes.
Mr. Denton,
Yes.
Mr. Allen.
Yes.
Awesome. And number 77, once again, it is for a statutory waiver for Miss Sarah Newton to serve as a media specialist at Country Lane Primary. She is at the beginning of her program. She is actually a teacher at Country Lane Primary right now and has started her graduate program just this year, but she was an excellent candidate, knows many of the kids already, and knows the needs of the media right now.
Questions or discussion?
Make a motion to approve?
Second that motion.
Motion and a second. Please call the roll.
Ms. Roulette,
Yes.
Mr. Cockrell,
Yes.
Mr. Denton,
Yes.
Mr. Allen.
Yes. Next item, 78.
The next one is just asking for your approval for our elementary student handbooks. We put together a committee of principals just to review our handbook that we had last year, and we just made a few minor changes. just to overview, we changed some of the wordage. We still had the word MP3 player, that students could not bring them, and we thought they probably didn't even know what an MP3 player was. So we took that out, and we also updated notification for transportation for when parents want to change. We put an exact time in there, so that way it would be in writing, so that hopefully parents would notify the school in time to get that message to the students.
Thank you. Discussion or questions?
Make a motion to approve?
I'll second that motion.
Motion second, please call the roll.
Ms. Roulette,
Yes.
Mr. Cockrell,
Yes.
Mr. Denton,
Yes.
Mr. Allen.
Yes, thank you. Next item, 79, Ms. James.
Good evening, Mr. Allen and the board. I would like to present for you guys for your discussion and a vote or for approve or disapproval for an agreement with us and Houghton Mifflin Harcourt. It's with Mass Solutions. They will provide professional development for our teachers. This is year 2 for our 6th through 8th grade, first year for 9 through 12, and we're adding 1st and 2nd. And then we also have a summer institute they'll be providing. The professional development they're providing is really the best practices in teaching, how we can get our teachers hands-on with the good skills that they need to be able to help move our students along further, get that rigor that we need in that classroom. So I'm just asking for your approval or your vote on that.
You said that was math?
Yes,
Okay.
it's math, sorry.
No, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Right, any discussion?
Make a motion to approve?
I'll second that motion.
Motion and second, please call the roll.
Ms. Roulette,
Yes.
Mr. Cockrell,
Yes.
Mr. Denton,
Yes.
Mr. Allen.
Yes, thank you. Next item.
Our next item is for your consideration for our new memorandum of understanding with us and the Oklahoma Department of Career Tech and Technology Education. We currently have a memorandum of understanding with them. This is an additional lottery grant that one of our teachers could apply for, and one did. So Scott Mowry at the Freshman Academy applied for the aerospace technology grant piece that they have. So he, with the amount of money that we received, which was $14,689, we received some flight simulators. So
That's awesome.
That's great.
so we're excited. So we look for that to be part of our pathways that we begin to look into. So
Amazing.
yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Discussion or questions?
Make a motion to approve?
I'll second that motion.
Motion and second, please call the roll.
Ms. Roulette,
Yes.
Mr. Cockrell,
Yes.
Mr. Denton,
Yes.
Mr. Allen.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Next item, Ms. Enoff.
Good evening, President Allen, members of the board. Monthly financials through the end of May, so this is a really exciting time in finance. It's kind of like our Super Bowl as we're getting ready to wrap up the end of the year and start figuring out where our actual revenue and expenses are going to be. And it is really nice to be up here at the end of the year and not have to talk about state budget cuts and how much money we're losing and difficult decisions that we've had to make. So it's really nice to see that our state aid has come in as projected for this first year of the state mandated teacher pay raise. And we have gained about $8 million through that funding. And in addition, our ad valorem continues to be a very strong revenue source for us as our district valuation continues to grow at a very impressive rate. So those two categories alone for general fund obviously make up a significant portion of our revenue and likewise go to fund our salaries and benefits expenses. Building fund, ad valorem again is our main source of revenue in this fund, and we look to maintain a relatively stable ending fund balance, which will be very important in another agenda item that I'll be discussing this evening. And child nutrition, Ms. Goodacre does a wonderful job of managing this program and continuing to bring in the necessary sources of local and federal funds to be completely self-sustaining. So our salaries and benefits, again, obviously with both the certified and the support pay raises along with the employee retention stipend make up the largest differentials from where we were at this point a year ago. And in building fund, again, you can kind of see the pay raises, and really at this point we are just trying to wrap up purchase orders and get final payrolls done to get a really good projected ending fund balance. And just to remind you kind of the sequence of our financial reporting, what happens is we prepare the estimate of needs cash audit beginning of August, September timeframe, and then we go into our annual audit CAFR process that are our more involved financial statements. May I answer any questions?
I mean, I agree with your accolades on it. It's nice to not have to worry about that. And so, you know, it's good to, we're not up here still arguing and fussing about some of the decisions that legislators have made. And so continuing to carry through with what's being said and promised. So it's nice to see that. Great job on your all's part.
And just as a reminder, our preliminary state aid allocation will be released in July, and so we will see the effect of the additional $115 per weighted ADM at that point. Again, that's just preliminary. That's based on this previous year's data, and so we'll get that preliminary number, see what that does, and then our midterm will be released in January. That goes off the October count.
All right, any questions? All right, thank you. Next item.
Okay, my next item is to present our annual insurance renewal to the board. Kathy Metavelis does a ton of work in this to get this all prepared. She's the one that does the day-to-day and deals with it. Also, I'd like to recognize our two guests from Aero Group, Mr. Beavers and Mr. Cup are here. They're here to answer any more technical questions on what we're looking at, but just at a glance, you can see everything is pretty much consistent for all of our renewals. We're continuing to carry the cyber liability, the drone liability. Obviously, the main difference when you look at the comparison spreadsheet is in our property liability. That premium increased significantly, and we had been told that it would increase, and so we were prepared for that. And so that difference is, again, from $529,000 in FY19 to $1.2 million in FY20. May I answer any questions, or do you have any questions for our representatives from Aero Group?
I know that I'd asked the question to you guys earlier, and it might be something to possibly talk about, that how we not just accept this, but yet they do a great job of leveraging and looking for alternatives in the event when we see increases of this nature that get questioned or things. So if you may be able to just kind of elaborate a little bit on how you look for the best opportunity for us.
So we took this data over 20 markets this year just to see what was out there, to see if anybody was stuff. Well, the real big issue is the carrier that's been involved with the property here at the school for several years now. There's been a single market that's carried the 500 million limit for the schools. And this year, they've handled a great deal of the market throughout the country, the public entity business, and they pulled back from that. So they were only going to offer the first 7.5 million coverage. So we got to go out and lay it out. So we approached several markets to see if they would be the primary to keep the pricing down. And anybody would answer that they would take the primary, they're going to be higher than the license. So while we were expecting an increase, we weren't expecting it to be as steep as it is. I will say this, and it really doesn't help this year, but the school has been the beneficiary of multiple years of rate lock-ins and also rate decreases when really the rest of the property market stayed as some decreases. Again, it doesn't help any of the issues that this year's renewal. We feel like we've approached the market to the fullest extent that we could and really haven't had any positive impact on what we got from
Mr. Cup, is this rate increase unique to just on the property side, just unique to Broken Arrow?
No, it's something that I say this, all the schools in the state are feeling as well too. So we have the larger districts that buy outside of the program with property insurance. I know from looking at the recent market, even another large school district that's also mentioned, they were already paying this kind of rate last year, not just this year, but last year. And so we've talked to like Travelers National Property Program, other carriers like that that ride a lot of large property. Just don't have an interest in being involved at this point in time. There's lots of issues with that, whether it be the reinsurance market, those treaties being renegotiated at higher rates, carriers dropping out of the insurance pool. There's just a lot of factors involved in that. But it's not
I would think 51 tornadoes in 1 month might be a reason for higher risk.
Yeah. The unfortunate thing is that really until this year, Broken Arrow really escaped big property losses. And so we're very fortunate in that regard not to go there.
Oh, thank you for the explanation. Appreciate your efforts.
Any more questions or discussion?
Okay. Make a motion to approve?
I'll second.
Motion and a second, please call the roll.
Ms. Roulette,
Yes.
Mr. Cockrell,
Yes.
Mr. Denton,
Yes.
Mr. Allen.
Yes. Next item, 83.
My last item for this evening is to ask the board to approve the transfer of funds to the newly sanctioned and approved Booster Club account. So what we've done, obviously, through the spring is they've gone through the application process, the board has approved that, and then the final step is transferring the funds. So that's involved a reconciliation process to make sure that everything that we've are transferring has been student raised. And the great part about doing it at this time of year, most of their activity has closed out, and it's been a very easy and cut and dry process to make sure they are getting what is due to them. So you can see the list of groups that are applying for this transfer, and it is pretty much all of the clubs that have applied for sanctioning status this spring.
How many clubs do you have left, Ms. Enoff?
There's just a handful, really only a couple left at athletics, and yep.
Impressive.
Questions or discussion?
Make a motion to approve?
I'll second that motion.
Motion and a second, please call the roll.
Ms. Roulette,
Yes.
Mr. Cockrell,
Yes.
Mr. Denton,
Yes.
Mr. Allen.
Yes. Next item, 84, new business. We have none. Next item, 85.
Make a motion to adjourn?
I'll second that motion.
All right.
Motion and a second, please call the roll.
Ms. Roulette,
Yes.
Mr. Cockrell,
Yes.
Mr. Denton,
Yes.
Mr. Allen.
Yes.